everybody. This is Melania Love here. Today we're going to be talking about story time. We're having a story time, so get out your blankets. Get out your blankets and your pillows. So this is a super scary story time about how a girl almost died. Yeah, she almost died messing with me, messing with this one here. Yeah. So this is a story time about how I got into my first fight. It was in eighth grade. Yeah, 8th grade. It was in 8th grade. Sad times. I was terrible in 8th grade, but this time it wasn't my fault. I wasn't fighting or nothing, but so what happened was I was going home from school. I always hung out with like the same 4 friends. When it was time to go home, catching the bus home, like our school bus, and there was this girl, like as I was leaving the building going to my bus, she came up to me and she was like, "Your mom's ugly, your mom's a B." And then I looked at her, I wasn't even on that, like I was like, okay, I respect that, I respect your opinion. I didn't say all that, but I was just looking at her like, don't be playing with me. And then so I just went onto the bus, got onto my bus, and like she kept talking about my mom and stuff. She don't even know my mom never came to school or nothing like that. But so she did that, and then I got on the bus or whatever. Next day came, I seen the girl again. Like when I walked past, she would laugh and stuff, and she would like laugh at me and stuff like that, and I wasn't really on that because I was like only in 8th grade. Never really experienced anything like that. So she was kind of like bullying, like, you know, picking with my buttons. And I just went to class. So sorry about that. I took a little break. Had hit on some buttons. So I don't know where I left off. Oh, okay. So yeah, she would like bully me and stuff, try to bully me. And I was going to class, and I was going to class. I think I was going to English class. Then this group of girls came up to me and they was like, "Hey," I'm just gonna give her just like a fake name. She was like, "Hey, Billy said that she was gonna beat you up." I was like, "Oh, okay." I'm like, "Well, okay, it doesn't mind me. It's fine." I didn't care. I thought they were lying. It was like, "Yeah, Billy said she was gonna beat you up." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went to class, and when it was time to go to the next class, which was science class, they was like, "Yeah, she said she was gonna like brutally beat you up." They said it again, like, "Yeah, she's gonna beat you up." I'm not thinking like, why does she want to fight me? Like, I don't even know you. Like give me some, you know. So when I went to science class, I seen the same group of girls again talking to the girl that wanted to beat me up. And so I went to the restroom. And I heard them talking, and they were like edging her on to beat me up. So she didn't do it on her own. She wasn't like popular or anything. I was more of like a popular one, and I just didn't really want to talk that day. I went to the bathroom and I heard the whole conversation. They didn't say my name. They were talking about this girl saying, "Yeah, beat her up. She's going to science class. I dare you to beat her up. I bet you can't beat her up." So they would like pressure her to beat me up, beat this girl up right here. So I went to science class. I waited till they left because they were in a whole different class. She was the same grade as I was, 8th grade. And we had a substitute in my classroom, so that's why they told her to edge her on, because the teacher wasn't there. He was a really strict science teacher, and he wasn't there that day, so she was just like, they would just figure like beat her up in the substitute room, you wouldn't get in trouble or nothing like that. So I was in there, and I actually this day was doing my work. Like I really clown, like I would clown all the time. I was kind of like the class clown a little bit, but we're on a whole nother level than we were before. So I was like doing my work and stuff, because this old substitute teacher, he could like barely hear. And I was doing my work, and the door was open, and I seen a real teacher walk past. Her name was Miss Morales. So she walks past because she's like monitoring the room, because she knows it's a substitute, to make sure all the kids are like cooperating and all that stuff. So I was just doing my work, and I actually was sitting in front by the door. I was sitting by the door. I seen her walk past, so she was like a witness of me like doing work. So she walks past, and she checks on the classroom, and she goes back to her room. And like 10 minutes after she did that, I was doing my work, like just like jotting down notes, like, and the girl came in. She was ugly too. Like, I got acne, as you can see. I'm trying to get that cleared up, but she had like blackheads everywhere, all on her face. She looked like a trash can, like a dumpster. Like, she was ugly. Her hair was long, and she was like ill built, like built like ill, like she built like that. And she thought she could do it. She thought she could beat me up. Something in my eye. She thought she'd be able to beat up me. She thought she was going, she thought she was gonna be able to handle this one. So she came in the classroom, right? She came in, walked right on in, came up to me. I was just writing. She came up to me, okay, and she was like and then she was smiling. She was smiling when she did it. She was like, it was like this. No, I'm not gonna exaggerate, okay? It was like, and then she looked at me, okay? I don't have all my marbles up here, okay? I lost a lot of them. I don't have them all. So she came up to me, did that. I stood up. I was like, I just stood up. Like, I blanked out. I stood up. I looked at her for a hot second. Took my hands. Took these hands here.
Where's your CD okay?
Okay, back again. So, I stood up. I looked at her, like, brief second. Took my hand. Took the hand that the Lord gave me. This one here. Took this one, because I can't use this hand, but I used this one. I took this hand and I grabbed her hair. Grabbed her hair, okay? And I took this hand and started punching her in her face. Now, science. This is a science class. Science labs are done here. We have these science tables. They're made out of steel and they're black. I can probably try to put a picture up. I don't even know if people make these tables anymore, but they're wood bottoms and steel. Like black steel. Look like concrete or something. I took that hair around my hand and start punching her in her. Just start banging her face, like just punching her in her bumpy face. Just started punching her. And then what I did was, I took this hand and I just start banging her head, like just bashing her head on the steel table. And I remember this guy, this boy in my class, his name was, I forgot his name, Jordan. And he was like, only thing I remember was him saying, Melania, here's the pen, stab her in the eyes. Like, everybody was looking around, all that stuff. Like, I was like, me? Like, okay. And I just started, like, just banging her head on the table. Like, just bow, bow. I didn't say no words. And just start punching her. Then that teacher that came in, that was checking on the classroom, she came in because there was noise and stuff. Everybody was, like, making noise. And nobody broke it up. Like, I'm a break-up fighter, girl. Like, I'll try to break up a fight. Nobody cared. They wanted to see. They wanted to see with their own eyes. So, teacher came in. She was like, hey. The substitute teacher, he was like all of 79. He was old. Like, you can give him a wheelchair and a motor cart, and he just going around, like he had a little cane, and he tried to break it up, but he didn't want to risk any more of his body parts. Like, to be honest, like, I wouldn't want to do that either. So if I was 80 or if I was like 90 years old, but he was old, real old, and he couldn't do nothing. So the teacher came in, she broke it up. She was like, hey, stop it. She was like, why are you in here? Esmeralda girl was looking dumb, looking stupid. Like, she thought she could beat me up. She couldn't beat me up. She couldn't beat up me. Okay? She thought she could. My first fight. Besides fighting with my siblings, that was my first street fight. Yeah. Streets. Give it to the streets. She was like, why are you in here? Taking y'all both to the office. Took us down to the office. The substitute took care of the kids or whatever. Took me to the office, took her to the office. The principal was a cool principal because this was a predominantly white school. There wasn't a lot of black people, mostly multiracial besides black. Principal was African American, so he was like laid back, like cool, like. So I went to the office and I didn't get to go home. I got to go home that day, but I didn't get suspended or nothing. Like, I went to school the next day. She had to go home because the teacher that came around the classroom, she was a witness. So she was like, yeah, Melania was doing her schoolwork, and Esmeralda, well, I'm not gonna give her name. Esmeralda, that's her name. Esmeralda was had to come in the classroom and do something to her because Melania was there that whole time doing her schoolwork. And I was like, just the day that I wanted to be good, I was being good and I didn't get in trouble. So, that was it. Like, I went home, I had to go home that day. They called my mom and I was just like, yes. Like, I know I'm not gonna get in trouble when I get home because I beat her up. I'm not gonna get a whooping for not beating her up when I get home. Black girl struggles. So, I went to school the next day. She got suspended, I think, for like 4 days. Everybody was like, hey, I heard you got into a fight. I heard you beat her up. And I was like, yeet, 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 I already. But yeah, it was pretty fun. It wasn't fun, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. Because that's what she got. She shouldn't have came at me and tried to beat me up. And her friends looked real stupid. And actually, one of the girls was cool with me that edged her one to beat me up. So, I don't know what that was about, but I really didn't talk to her after that. Because she was trying to get at me. Through her. And then, the girl came back. The girl came back to school. She came back to school. And she, was avoiding me. She knew she got beat up and she almost died. Because when I was bashing that head in, her head was going like, like it was just like banging again, like bang, bang, like, bang, bang. It was just banging against the table, like, and I heard it was thumping. Because I didn't care. You don't come at me, I will kill you. I will kill you and I will go to prison. Okay? Don't mess with me or my family. Okay? So, she can't, like, I would like walk past her on purpose to see, because I felt like the cool kid now, like I felt like real cool, like I felt real cool, like cooler than a kutos, but I felt real cool, and I was just like walking past her, seeing what she'll do. She was trying to avoid me because she knows she almost died that day messing with a trio one like this. So yeah, she would avoid me the rest of the school year. She avoided me. And even people would be like, go over there by Melania, Esmeralda. You know what she'll do? She'll like look around like she didn't hear it because she didn't want to get beat up again. Yeah, I beat her up. Yeah. That was like 5 years ago. Yeah, but that was my first fight. Yep, that was it. So that was all today. That was all of my little story time. You can all put your blankets up. You can all put your pillows up. And see you guys in the next video.